Hi, this is Chastity Grant, and this is my week 3 video journal for the dietary intake assessment. For this assignment, we were asked to do a food journal that was titled Food and Mood, and I did mine here. Okay, and then we were asked to answer the series of questions in 2 different parts. So, okay, for my food journal, I did today, which was not a very good day for me. I hadn't anticipated it being a bad day, but unfortunately last night I had lasagna and I suffered from really bad heartburn and indigestion all night and most of this morning, so I didn't really eat much. But I typically don't eat much during the day anyhow. So my food journal starts with 7 a.m. this morning at work. I had an 8-ounce cup of coffee. Um, my mood before having the coffee was tired, as usual, and my mood after the coffee was happy. 11 a.m. I'm still at work, and again I had another 8-ounce glass of coffee. Before having the coffee, I was hungry, and after having the coffee, I was not hungry. And then my next entry was 2 p.m., still at work, which was another cup of coffee, but it was only half, not even half. It was more like 3 ounces. My mood before the coffee was happy because I was probably already charged up off of my 2 8-ounce cups prior. And then after the coffee, I was extremely anxious, frustrated, and angry. Um, my fourth entry was not until 6:30 p.m. this evening. I had some leftover lasagna from last night. Prior to eating the lasagna, I was hungry, starving, famished, and after having the lasagna, I was pretty much satisfied. And then my last entry for the evening was 7 p.m. at home. I had 4 pirouettes. My pirouettes are the vanilla cream filled wafers that come in the can. They were on sale and they're amazing. So I had 2 servings, which is 4 pieces. Um, there was no specific mood prior to eating them, but after eating them, I was happy, extremely happy, because they taste so good. Okay. Um, it says, my day in review. Time, situations, moods likely to cause cravings, types of foods most likely crave, etc. Um, I don't typically, as I stated before, I don't typically drink that much coffee in one day. Today I did it to cut through all the acidity and grease that the lasagna gave me last night, because water makes my heartburn worse. So, and the coffee worked. It really did push all the symptoms aside. And I think the third coffee was just because I was bored and hungry, but I couldn't leave the floor, and coffee's on the floor, so I attempted at having another cup of coffee, and obviously didn't make it all the way through. So what I learned was that I probably shouldn't try to have that much coffee in one day. As far as cravings go, I usually crave food after lunchtime because I take an early lunch. My lunch is scheduled at 10:30, and I don't always take a lunch at 10:30, but it's usually at 11 o'clock, around 11 o'clock. So between the 10:30 and 11:15 time frame, and because we're in mandatory overtime, we only get 30-minute lunches now. So my afternoons, I go a lot longer period of time without being able to eat, even if I wanted to eat. Um, so again, I crave food during after lunchtime, so which is during everybody else's lunchtime. So that's probably why I crave it, because I smell everything. But I usually crave Mexican food and chips. Those are like my top two. I don't really eat a lot of sweets per se, especially not during the day. Um, I love chips, but I prefer Lay's baked chips if that's any better. But I don't always give in to my cravings for chips because I know that I shouldn't have a lot. Let's see. Behaviors that require my attention. Everything The whole not eating thing, I understand, is not good for me nutritionally. Um, but like in my last journal, we talked about the stomach issues that I have and how I'd rather be hungry than be in pain or uncomfortable. And the last little section is the notes, and I don't really have any notes. I did consume only one 8-ounce glass of water today, which is not typical for me either. I do typically drink a lot of water. I don't drink a lot of juices. I don't drink soda at all. Um, so my fluid intake is usually water and coffee. Okay, so the other part of this assignment was to assess your diet from the dietary intake assessment. So it says, how does your fat and caloric intake compare to with the target levels? So my target caloric intake was 1,800 calories. I didn't really put the calories in there. I just put that I wanted to maintain my weight. So out of 1,800 calories, I only had 622. My fat intake was supposed to be at 20 grams, and I only consumed 13 grams, which probably all came from the pirouettes. What vitamins and minerals fell below the target level? All of my vitamins and minerals fell below the target level except for calcium, because there's a lot of cheese and lasagna and creamer in my coffee. Um, how does your protein intake compare with the target level? I was under. Um, I was under on everything pretty much except for the fat portion because of the pirouettes. Explain the importance of consuming the following: minerals, vitamins, carbohydrates, water, protein, fiber, and fat. Fiber, I will talk about first because I love fiber. I have a condition called diverticulosis, or diverticulitis when it's inflamed, which is an issue with my intestines, and so I require like twice the amount of fiber than the normal person because my body doesn't process proteins properly. So I usually have a low protein intake and a high fiber intake. I usually eat fiber 1 bars once or twice a day, and I drink Metamucil. Pretty much everything I eat, when I do eat, I try to make sure it has a lot of fiber, even if I'm not eating stuff that like I feel like might cause a problem with my digestive system. I just like fiber. I think it makes you feel wonderful inside because it cleans you out. Okay, so the second one would be fats. Fats like omega fatty acids, omega-3, lower cholesterol, and triglycerides, reduce clots from forming, and ultimately reduce heart disease. I take fish oil, omega-3, every day. I believe that it is like the wonder. How many wonders are there in the world? It's the best one, I guess. Let's see. Protein contains materials to build muscles, bones, cartilage, skin, antibodies, some hormones, and enzymes. Water. Water is like the vehicle of the body. It aids in digestion, metabolism, and carries oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. Carbohydrates are essentially glucose. Blood sugar carried to cells for energy. Vitamins and minerals. Vitamins enable nutrients to be digested, absorbed, and metabolized. And the next one. What were you surprised to learn? I was not surprised to learn anything. I know that I have terrible dietary habits. Like, I know, and I know what I'm supposed to do, because I used to be overweight, as I discussed before sometime in this class, I believe. So I know what I'm supposed to do, so there was no surprises, pretty much. What effects does your diet have on your health and wellness? My diet has a lot of negative effects because I don't eat, so I lack in nutrients, vitamins, minerals, things that I need for my body to help fight the risk of disease. Does your dietary intake protect you or increase your health risks? Aha! It increases my health risks. When you're not feeding your body the things that it needs, it can't properly prepare itself to fight the bad stuff. In my words, pretty much. And lastly, explain 2 ways you could improve your diet. the first way would be to actually eat, and the second way would be to commit to eating right. I can't say that I eat unhealthily because I don't eat very much at all, but I'm not giving my body enough nutrients and vitamins necessary for it to prosper. This video was a little long this week. I do apologize, but thank you. See you next week.